There's always places to spend money, especially in this ag economy, and it's deciding which ones are really worth the money and provide a return.
In an ag economy where every dollar counts, the big question, what's worth the investment? The technology, farmers say, is making the cut. Plus, critical issues of the cattle feeding industry, rising death loss. We speak with a beef system specialist to break down what's changed, what's driving these losses, and what it means for the future of cattle feeding. Good evening and welcome into Eye on Agriculture. I'm Britton Rucker. A major shakeup at the U.S. Department of Agriculture is running into fierce opposition. The agency's plan to relocate thousands of Washington area staff into 5 regional hubs and close dozens of offices drew nearly 47,000 public responses. And of the roughly 14,000 individual comments USDA analyzed, 82% were negative and only 5% were positive. Current employees were especially critical. 96% of the 680 staff comments raised concerns about layoffs, brain drain, and reduced capacity that could hurt farmers' support programs. Now, the USDA says the reorganization will move forward and be largely completed by the end of 2026. A warning to cattle producers in Kansas, bovine theileriosis, a disease that has been found in multiple states around the country, has now been confirmed in cattle brought into Kansas. That's according to state and federal animal health officials. The parasite damages red blood cells, which can lead to anemia, weakness, and significant financial losses for cattle producers. As of now, there's no approved cure for bovine theileriosis, but we spoke with experts on what you can do if you're worried about your cattle.
Encourage them to have a good working relationship with their local vet and talk to them. Their vet has heard about it. Their vet can talk to them more about symptoms to look for, possible treatments that are coming, and ways to control it if they do get it.
A report from Kansas Ag Connection also says that while the disease is tick-borne, it may also spread through blood transfer, including contaminated needles or even equipment. Experts urging cattle producers to tighten up herd management and sanitation practices. The disease poses no risk to humans and is not a public health or public safety concern. The USDA is launching a $700 million regenerative pilot program to support farmers. The program aims to help farmers improve soil health and water quality. It will also fund research looking into the connection between regenerative agriculture and public health. Farmers will be able to apply for help implementing conservation practices from the USDA. You can apply right now through your NRCS office. Still to come on Eye on Agriculture, family farms are disappearing, but not on this Nebraska field. Meet 2 brothers using high-tech tools to protect a 6th-generation legacy.